Hello there and welcome to the show that's got the most unique and up-to-date stories that has set trends in the city last week. If you've missed anything over the last week, then it's all on the show Shift Focus, so keep it locked. Politician Gopal Gandhi is in Chennai not for politics but for his book launch. Guess why this proud husband is all smiles near his wife. The Man and Machine Challenge kicks up some dust along its way, only at Kurukshetra. The descendant of one of India's mighty rulers of the 16th century, the grandson of two of India's greatest visionaries, two parallel lines, two parts of history converge in the next story, the intersection being the book Dara Shukoh, a play, penned by none other than Gopal Gandhi. I take you to the Taj Connemara, the setting for this royal evening. The lilting drum beats and the powerful notes of the Sufi singers from Nagaur district turn time back to the Mughal era for a room full of avid readers and Madras Book Club members. The Sufi songs in Urdu, Tamil and Arabic brought back to life the man who embraced Sufi music at a time when religion was law. This is the story of Dara Shukoh. Vincent A. Smith, author of the Oxford History of India, described the historical figure of Dara Shukoh as the viceroy with an intolerable arrogance of manner, yet who was deeply imbued with the pantheistic mysticism of the Sufis. That thought left an indelible impression on the mind of Gopal Gandhi, the author of Dara Shukoh, a play.
I belong to a certain generation, which could be called the Gandhi-Nehru generation, which believed in more than the political unity of India, but in effect the unity of the hearts and minds of the different people of India across all divides, including the divides of class. Dara Shukoh, the subject of this book, is believed to have been a person who worked for that kind of a unification. Apart from the main unification between the Muslim and Hindu populations of India, for that larger population. And I would like to feel that that generation of ours has a vital relevance, not only to India, but to the subcontinent of India.
Dara Shukoh, the eldest son of Shah Jahan and the brother of Aurangzeb, was a valorous man who stood directly in line to become king after his father. His love for the mystical led him to explore paths forbidden to a Muslim at that time. From being heir to the throne to becoming the target of his brother Aurangzeb's vengeance, Dara Shukoh's time and life is explicitly narrated in verse form in the book.
He also associated gladly with Hindu philosophers. He was intimate with Father Buzet and other priests, that he was believed by some persons to be within measurable distance of embracing Christianity.
With over 20 years of his time put into learning, reading and working on this book, the former governor of West Bengal has demonstrated yet again why his work is far more than just political. And his work has captivated readers young and old, most of whom attribute their love to the author himself, whose style in writing has produced previous books like Saranam, Gandhi and South Africa, to name a few.
There are two things. One is Gopal Gandhi is an attraction. Anything which he says and writes is bound to be extremely interesting. So that's the first attraction. Even without him, I'm not a great student of history, but I've heard of Dara Shukoh and so on. But I have great admiration for him because in that age of Muslim fundamentalism and Aurangzeb and all that, for a person to to learn Sanskrit, to translate Bhagavad Gita into Persian is absolutely unthinkable. It takes much more courage than to be a secularist today. So, during the time of Aurangzeb, anybody who can be like this deserves our administration.
So Gopal Gandhi's reporter, I think, his poetry is all his visualization of things, way he puts across this thing. So I think the worst part of it would be better if it is coming from him, rather than it being a story and it'll become just like another history chapter kind of thing. So I prefer this way, and you can try to you can go into your own understanding of this. You can have your own personal visualization. You may interpret it differently. Every person does it. So that is what would, with his writing, that's the advantage, and that's the beauty of his writing. I prefer that.
I'm reading the book, and take it from me when I say it transports you to the 16th century. The detailed description of the palaces and the characterization and the subtle humor makes this play not a history lesson but a walk through the life and times of an Indian prince. Now more facts and gifts on the other end. Yes, I said gifts, but that's just after this small break. Want a tattoo? Pratibha has your ticket to your wish. Only on Blind Date.